Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, citizens of all ages, welcome back to another edition of Star Citizen News Update, I guess. Um, maybe more of a opinion video? Why am I going so high with my question voice? Okay. So there were some recent updates to the Concierge, shall we say, Perk Ladder. Um, so me personally, I'm actually at the Space Marshal level. So let's start at the beginning. Okay, so first level Concierge, which is 1,000. You get the spiffy, neato, gold-plated arc-light pistol. Which, okay, that's not too shabby. That's neat. It's in-game weapon, something that's already there that we're familiar with. It's just got a neat skin on it. Sweet. All right. I believe you also get the top hat, monocle, clothing, miscellaneous cloning. Oh, that would be cool. Miscellaneous clothing, apparel, if I can speak correctly. If they gave us cloning, that would be cool. Like a cloning pod you can keep in your hangar. Okay, anyway, I digress. So you get that as well as this 40-year aged whiskey or something. Is it whiskey? Whiskey. Again, another hangar flare item. These were originally hangar flare items that they made wearable. The hat is currently in-game. The monocle is on its way. I don't remember when they said that's coming, but it's on its way. You can actually wear the top hat in-game right now, which is kind of cool. This is also in the hangar right now, which is cool. Gold weapon is also in-game, which is kind of cool. So, step up from there. I think it's like 2,500. I don't know. You get the below items as well as a golden arrowhead sniper rifle. Now, why it's a sniper rifle, I'm not sure. I think it was, I'm not even going to say it, but there was another YouTuber, I was watching his video, and he actually brought up a great point that having a glinty sniper rifle, let alone the, the glint of the scope, this would give your position away. So I kind of don't see an applicable role for this skin. Like, it's basically just, hey, look at me. And I mean, I guess being concierge, that's basically, to some people at least, what it means. But I mean, having this be a different weapon, I think would have been better. Like an assault rifle, excuse me, something along those lines. Not a sniper rifle. That just seems a little weird. Then you get up to the Space Marshal rank. So again, you get all the items that were previously listed, and then you get a Gold Explorer suit. Again, it's gold, because it's obnoxious as fuck. I'm not a fan of the gold, to be honest. When I heard we were getting armor and other cool stuff, I was like, sweet, and then I saw it, and I was like, I'm really not too fond of that. Like, the gold, it just looks really gaudy and, like, really obnoxious. I don't know. I don't like it. And then comes what I think is a little bit of a contentious matter. When you get up to 10,000 and get the Wing Commander, I guess, status level, you get yourself an F8 Lightning. F8C Lightning. So, much like the F7C, it's the civilian model, you get the F8C for backing 10,000. Now, I don't know how I feel about this, to be honest. I'm all for the previous items, because really it's just aesthetic, it changes things that are already in the game, just makes it, unique to show off that you have attained, whichever level, cannot English, brained my damage, whichever level you have attained. Now, giving someone a ship that SIG has already said, you will not be able to buy outside of the game, you know, this makes the whole "this is not pay to win" argument a lot harder to make now. I mean, you know, and I don't know how I feel about this, because on the one hand, yeah, I think, you know, if you've pledged an astronomical amount, or a good amount, or a lot, however you want to classify it, I think you should, you know, at least as a thank you, get, you know, something. But going to a ship that's not going to be sold, or at least that we're aware of, you know, I mean, I don't know, that seems a little off-putting, you know, but at the same time, again, I understand that they want to give their high-end whales, their, you know, high-end backers, you know, a thank you for pledging as much as they did. But I just, if they don't do a concept sale of this, or something like that, that's going to be kind of shitty. Now I actually started having this conversation with somebody on the previous video, and they brought up a good point, where they said, you know, in that interview with Chris Roberts in Reverse the Verse, he also said, well, if you beat Squadron, you'll be able to get an F8. Well, yes and no. I mean, he kind of said that, but what he said was you might be able to get the ability to buy one in-game. This is being given to them, I'm guessing, probably with LTI. That's a huge difference from now you can buy one in-game. And the thing is, Chris Roberts didn't even explicitly say it would be the F8. He said the F7A, from my recollection. I could be wrong. But it seemed like he was more saying, yeah, if you beat Squadron, you could get an F7A. But again, under the same stipulations, where maybe you'll have favor with the UEE, and they'll sell you one for probably a shit ton of money. Huge difference from, okay, here you go, this is yours, you start the game with it. Again, brings me back to my original point, that makes the "this is not pay to win" argument incredibly more difficult to say with a straight face. But again, you know, I somewhat understand, because you do want to reward those who've put in that much, so that way it's not just like, oh, you know, I pledged 10 grand and all I have are these pretty JPEGs. It's like, well, yeah, now you get another one that other people can't get. And like, so I understand that, but again, you know, I mean, in even if they do hold some sort of concept sale, again, it then kind of reinforces the pay-to-win aspect. And then in conjunction with that, once you've hit, what is it, 25,000? You get the Legatus Navium role, emblem, whatever the fuck you want to call it, call sign, which gets you the Apocalypse Arms Havoc scattergun. I think it's a distortion scattergun or something like that. And another F8, except a Concierge Luxury F8. I have to assume it's probably just going to be reskinned with maybe black and that obnoxious gold and orange color. But, you know, again, this kind of feels like it doubly enforces that whole pay-to-win thing. And it's like, realistically, there's probably only a handful of backers who are legitimate citizens who would actually attain this, where all of the rest of them are probably stores on the gray market and resellers who are now getting this. And it's almost like, again, that just kind of feels weird that they are being rewarded for circumventing the system. I don't know, it's all very funky to me. And sorry, my dog is freaking out. He sees a squirrel outside. Don't mind him. I don't know. It makes the whole thing just feel odd to me. Like, I'm really seriously on the fence about this, but it's like I'm more towards the I don't like where this is headed, where this is going, and or possibly just opening my eyes to what was there the whole time and I probably just wasn't seeing it clearly. Rose-colored goggles type shit. But what do you think? I'm actually really genuinely interested to hear people's opinions on this program that they're doing. Again, like, I'm kind of for it because I do believe for those of us who've pledged, you know, up in those upper tiers, if you will, I think they should get something. But an F8C, I mean, this is basically going to be damn near military spec. You know, it's not going to be that. I mean, it's going to be slightly nerfed, obviously, than the A, but to what degree? And I mean, on top of that, I don't know. It's just it seems a bit off to me. But what do you think? I really want to hear from you. I'm really interested to know what your thoughts are on this. Please leave them down in the comments. I would really like to have a discussion and see where everybody is, and you know, try to get a barometer for what the community thinks. And one of the great things is I know I can pose this question to at least my community, and we can probably actually talk this out civilly. There's been a couple of subjects that came up that I was beyond pleasantly pleased with the way I saw almost everybody handle it. It was glorious, and it really made me feel good, and it made me feel proud to have that high of a caliber of subscribers. So I want to thank you very much, and I'm really interested and looking forward to the points that everybody's going to make on this, because I have been swayed by commenters before, and that's what I mean. Like, I love this community because they're so smart. So I'm going to leave the video here. If you like the video, please leave a like. Questions, comments, concerns, opinions, ideas, or you know, thoughts for future episodes, leave them down in the comments section. Other than that, all you beautiful bastards out there, have yourselves a wonderful rest of your day or night, depending on where you are. This has been Will. Peace.